Oh my God.
It seems to be like illuminating.
It's actually morphing shape and rotating as well.
Yep.
This is phenomenal.
Australia is certainly a hotspot for UFO sightings. We've had a phenomenal growth in the reporting of UFO sightings by the general public, especially since the advent of the internet. But all evidence shows that UFOs have definitely been visiting Australia for tens of thousands of years. We've had records engraved on cave artwork by the Australian Aborigines, which goes back thousands of years.
Australia is one of the most mysterious continents, and the Aboriginals have all kinds of ancient stories of sky gods coming down. These are probably some of the oldest stories of extraterrestrial intervention that we have on planet Earth.
Australia was something of a last frontier. Long after America was settled, well, it was 1770 that the British explorer Captain Cook actually came across Australia. And it wasn't until 1788 that it was really settled. That was the east coast of Australia, settled by convicts. That's what the British brought from their prisons.
Today, the area of Sydney that the British first settled is a bustling metropolis. And Australia has become one of the most popular tourist destinations on Earth. But hidden behind this modern facade is nearly 2.5 million square miles of undeveloped and sparsely populated land known as the Outback. And while Australia is a relatively new land to the Western world, for the nearly 700,000 people that call the continent their ancestral home, it has a history that dates back tens of thousands of years.
There's something very, very special about Australia. Here we have a situation where this huge landmass has been pretty much cut off from the rest of the world for 40,000 years. And we don't really find that in many other places in the world.
But what was happening on this island continent for the tens of thousands of years that it existed in isolation?
When the first Europeans arrived here, they didn't have much knowledge in regards to the sky world, where our people had much ancient knowledge of the star system and the constellation of the stars. Our knowledge and wisdom is so old.
Anthropologists have dated the existence of the Australian Aboriginal people back 60,000 years, making it the most ancient continuous culture in the world.
The Aboriginal peoples of Australia are one of the world's very, very oldest cultures. No other cultures in the world can compare with the Australian cultures. They have knowledge that's been around for a lot longer than really any of our knowledge has been around.
The Aboriginal people have no official written language. Art, music, and oral storytelling are how they pass their histories and sacred knowledge to future generations. Their past is encoded on various rock walls scattered across the continent.
Our oral traditions or stories that are passed down from generation to generation, the wisdom and knowledge that have been given to us by our God. They're 10,000 or more years older than the Stonehenge in England. They're 20 or 30,000 years older than the pyramids of Egypt.
These ancient traditions are all strongly tied to Australia's connection with the stars and with the beings that are said to have come down from them. As evidence, ancient astronaut theorists point to the caves of the northwest Kimberley region that contain depictions of visitors called the Wandjina, the sky heroes of one of Australia's indigenous clans.